Okay, let's play some more Turnabout Pairs. We are picking things up here in the middle of the trial after Franny left. Just said, fuck the shit, I'm out. Gotta go check on my dad. Now we have no prosecutor. We have Gumshoe here, who doesn't know the explanation for why Franny wanted to arrest Ronnie. And I did kind of figure out how to advance off-screen, but there's something else I want to show. I'm gonna present something wrong here. Oh wait, that was something right. Hold up. I want to present something wrong. Like this. I think there are some vital things we should consider here. For example, it's never confirmed that the silhouette we saw actually, wait, wrong case. That's actually a cute reference. Which I can understand why that might still be on your mind at times. You still object without having any idea what to say. Need to focus and think this through again. Now the question we should be asking here, only he could have done it. It is very funny that this actually works. We say, keys anyone? So, Detective, you say that only my client could have committed the crime? That's right. I actually kind of hope that Mia says it. And I would legitimately laugh if that summoned Hazama back. You see, I have a difficult time believing anybody committed this crime. Oh, jazzy. The court will recall a locked room has been mentioned several times. Oh, okay. Alright. This is because when I discovered the victim's room, the key was in the lock on the inside. Even though the room had been locked from the inside, my client wasn't there when I entered. If I've understood this correctly, nobody except the victim was there when you entered. Yes, that's true. Somebody had to have killed him. Despite the locked room, I believe the prosecution had an explanation? Well, Prosecutor Von Karma had a theory, but she never told me. In other words, you cannot explain how the defendant created the locked room. No, Your Honor. Very well, then. Not guilty. GG. We're done. I understand the basic facts of the case. You are dismissed, Detective. Now then. The victim's corpse was found in a locked room, which the prosecution has failed to explain. Is this actually happening? While I do not discount the possibility the defendant is guilty, the crime seems impossible to have been committed, I cannot render a guilty verdict. Unless the defense has any objections. Of course not, Your Honor. Are you going to object, Ronnie? To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed I'm not going to find out what actually happened. Very well then, I shall now hand down my verdict. Come on, Hazama. What finds the defendant? Ron Delight? Somebody? What? Alright then. That is all. What is adjourned? What? What? What the fuck were you doing? You aren't escaping that easily. What? Not late. Sorry I'm a bit late, but every good chess player knows. Home to strikes when your opponent least expects it. Just who is this guy? Well, I've already handed down my verdict. Is that really the strategy you're going to use? Ah! Continuing the trial would be a problem, I suppose. Suddenly, Francisca's wit looks much more appealing. I may have missed the opening, but there's still plenty of time in this match before the end game. Anyway, my first move will be to call a witness. That's all well and good, but who the fuck are you? The guy is gonna... What? I'm the guy who's gonna put Hayami Mikiko away. The defendant in this case is named Ron Delight. Excuse me? So the trial for Ron Delight, not Mikigami. or whatever you say. What? What I thought. Damn it, these English numbers always mix me up. Seems I entered the wrong room. Please pardon the interruption. Okay. That was strange. But it seems it's all been resolved now. Just worried for a moment there. Anyway, the court is adjourned again. Okay, now who's going to object? Nope, we're actually done. Okay. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's for the best, right? Are we gonna go through the exact same rigmarole, except Ronnie's got double jeopardy for Clavier's murder, but now he's under arrest for Kristoff's murder? That's for the best, right? Although for a moment I thought that guy with the gun was gonna start the trial up again. I don't think something like that would ever really happen. Oh, now what? Wait, what the fuck is... Why are we... This me, everybody? Okay, what the fuck? Are you really back again? It looked like you guys needed a prosecutor. I thought I'd swoop in and save the day. What the fuck is going on? Wait a second. Was that the defense lobby a moment ago? Well, I've already handed out my verdict. Do you really think I care? Oh, the locked room! I can explain it. What? To be honest, I believe my verdict was rather hasty. The prosecution can indeed provide an explanation for the locked room. To be fair, yeah, your verdict was a bit hasty. If anything, what you should have done was just continuance until Francisca is back from dealing with her papa at the hospital. An explanation for the locked room, but now we're rescinding my previous verdict. Your Honor, you're continuing the trial. I mean, if the defendant is actually guilty... Let's get started for real, then. So what exactly is the explanation for the locked room you have? I have a bad feeling all of a sudden. 2 words. He says keys anyone, I'm literally gonna kill him. Say it, say it, say it! Say the thing! Revolving 5. Okay, I didn't see that one coming. Excuse me? He's right, though. The old embassy did have the revolving fireplace thing going on. As you probably don't know, Edgy, there was a fireplace in the victim's room. However, this fireplace has a little secret. The wall between it and behind it rotates, connecting it with a neighboring room. The room in the fireplace connects to is room 503W, which happens to be the room of the defendant. What? Who would build that sort of thing? That's legit. That's legit. Oh, I see. Revolving fireplace, let's go. It's pretty obvious what happened. The defendant simply entered and left the room through that fireplace. Took Clavier's key from the corpse and stuck it in the lock. And voila, the locked room was created. Oh, and it also seems that the defendant specifically requested room 503W. I guess now we know why. Not good! That fireplace was there. Couldn't anybody have used it? The defendant said he spent the entire day in his hotel room. Do you really think someone could sneak into his room and use the fireplace without him noticing? Anyway, I'm done. I've proven Ron guilty. That's enough, don't you think? Anne's got a point. But what is this? The prosecutor von Karma submitted. There are a few more names. I'm not prosecutor von Karma now, am I? Well, no, but... Defense demands that those witnesses testify. The judge makes a verdict now. Definitely be guilty. You sure are enthusiastic to make a fool out of yourself, aren't you? Okay, I'll play along. Just for you, Mia. Let's see which freak Von Karma wanted to call next. Okay, it's just you. Look at what we have here. There really was no need to bring a tray, you know? Oh, my apologies. This is an old habit from when I was working as a bellboy. Hope it does not cause any kind of inconvenience. Well, we can use it once we get to celebrating my victory. How about telling us who the heck you even are? Certainly. I am the employee of the Embassy Hotel in charge of the front desk. My tasks include, yeah, whatever. We can figure out the rest. Just get to your testimony. Just 1 second, Mr. Hazama. The witness hasn't stated his name yet. How about that? I'd rather not speak about this matter in public. Interesting. But you have to give us your name so we can get on. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, the thing is, it's legally bellboy. Let's bring something to Hazama. That's the worst guy to entrust an embarrassing secret to. Oh God, really? I see. Fine, we'll just call you bellboy then. This goes against normal court procedures, though. Trust me, man has his reasons. Normally I just tell everyone that even I have to draw the line somewhere. Okay, true. Whatever it is, even Hazama. If even Hazama shows actual mercy, it has to be quite something. My deepest apologies. Well, it shouldn't really cause any significant drawbacks to the trial at hand. We begin, witness. Judging that he's a witness, I wonder what he saw. What are you even going to testify to? I guess we'll find out. This is account. I was conducting my routine at the hotel just like any other day. My shift at the front desk started at 12 o'clock. We'd absolutely no detours at any time. Consequently, I'd have seen any person passing through the lobby, and I did see someone. About a half hour after my shift started, Mr. Gavin left the East Wing and went into the West Wing. While later the defendant went from the West Wing to the East Wing. About 5 minutes after that, the defendant returned to the West Wing. Another person passed through the lobby until Mrs. Fay arrived and went to the West Wing. That is all. What? Would you look at that? Ronnie was taking some suspicious strolls about the place. This is bad. Mr. Delight really went to the East Wing. He ought to establish an opportunity for him to commit the murder of Christoph Gavin as well. The fact that he was the only still living person that had been on both sides of the hotel is incriminating. Mr. Delight, did you keep something from me? Was there a flaw in this testimony? The answer to that question is yes. So is the defense going to cross-examine me now? My apologies. I didn't mean to appear impatient. Just excited. This is my first time as a witness in court, you see. I've really been looking forward to it. Naturally, the defense would like to perform a cross-examination. Wonderful. Please, feel free to be as thorough as necessary. I'm sure you'll find a contradiction in my testimony that'll turn the entire case on its head. Might even get whipped. Yet this guy has some weird problems. Please whip me. Please whip me and step on me and call me a little winky poo. File that in the out of context soundbite folder. So nothing out of the ordinary occurred. Correct. Nothing appears out of place at the time. Seem to be pretty sure. How long have you been working for the Embassy Hotel? Though I've been employed there since the hotel's founding. The hotel is still rather young, not even a decade old. I believe I told you the story about the previous purpose of the building. Yeah, you told me about the embassies of the two countries that reunited. Exactly. The building was like another border those two countries shared. I've heard that circumstance caused a lot of problems during the smuggling ring incident. That incident involved a smuggling ring? I'm digressing. I wouldn't know much more about it, seeing how I naturally wasn't involved in any of it. Yeah, there's no way a guy like you would ever get involved in a smuggling ring. Like anybody here asked you about that. At any rate, moving on. Was there anybody there before 12 o'clock? Who cares? Both Clavier and Christoph were killed after 12. Mr. Hazama has a point. We should only focus on the relevant time frame. I mean, not necessarily irrelevant, but fine. Can we talk about everything from 12 o'clock then? In reality, relevant time frame be damned. In service of a game, that's the writer telling us that nothing before 12 o'clock matters. These series of events. A bit ham-fisted, but it works. But appreciated. So the lobby was under supervision for absolutely no breaks from that point onward. Yes, I did at no point in time leave my post at the front desk in the lobby. And seeing how I'm always holding this tray, there's simply no way I fell asleep. I can never stop holding this tray. I have not slept in 10 years. Well, who did you say? Ah, my apologies, I'll get to that immediately. I'm used to being witnessed, though I thought I should do a little dramatic build-up. After all, this testimony might be what everyone will be talking about tomorrow. Now, you remember it's the employee who gave the decisive testimony, so... That's the first time someone is begging me to find a contradiction in their testimony. Very well, let's get back to your question. Mr. Gavin, are you referring to Clavier Gavin or Christoph Gavin? Oh, I feared that way I worded it might cause that kind of confusion. I'm sorry. The person I'm referring to is Mr. Clavier Gavin. Seeing how he's the one who found dead in the West Wing, you could have figured. Okay, so Clavier was in the West Wing. Christoph was in the East Wing. Did you notice anything else about him at the time? Nothing struck me as particularly odd. I simply thought he was on the way back to his room. But if I had to give an opinion about it, he seemed to be in a little hurry. Okay then. What else happened? He certainly was the defendant. I'm absolutely positive it was him. This is bad. Really help if I could find a way to argue against this point. Mr. Bellboy, what exactly made you so sure it was the defendant you saw? We'll begin with Mr. Blight was wearing his rather unique clothes. Maybe a way for me to get out of this. Secondly, I most certainly remembered his hair. It might get a little more difficult, but there's still room to argue. And lastly, I unmistakably recognized his face. Darn. There goes that one. There doesn't seem to be any reason to doubt this statement. Let's proceed. Wait a second. Actually, there's still something I'd like to draw the court's attention to. Mr. Hazama, you stated that the defendant never said he never left his room. Yes, he lied. Problem? Problem or no problem? Actually, there is a problem. So if he lied about being in his room the whole time, someone else could have used the revolving fireplace. Not getting away this easily. You see, this creates a serious hole in your reasoning from earlier. Oh, really? Should the fact that the defendant lied be bad for your case? Usually, yeah. However, this seems to be an exception. Can you show me where exactly my reasoning from earlier was flawed then? Revolving fireplace?
Take that!
Yes. Mr. Hazama, you pretty much founded your reasoning on the fact that the defendant was in his room. If he wasn't there the whole time, anyone could have used that fireplace. Oh, got me there. But the fact that he left his room doesn't really help you that much. First of all, we now know that he was the only one with the opportunity to kill both victims. Secondly, Keys anyone? There it is. He said the line. He said the line. The defendant obviously had the only key to his room. If he locked it during the time when he went away, it could still only have been him. You can't prove that he actually locked it. Alright, we're going to present the hotel room door, because that's a piece of evidence that said that employees can get in. But you can't prove that he did. You know, when we arrested him, the door to his room was locked. It seemed like he habitually locked his door. You really want to ask him if he did at the time, too? The fact that the trick could only have been pulled off from his room is already incriminating enough. I think it would be dangerous to pursue this any further. Damn. Maybe Ron didn't even lie after all. We should focus on the rest of his testimony. Okay, so we can't pursue that any further for now. Hold it! Is anything different from before? About him at the time? He appeared exactly the same as before to me. Was he carrying anything? Look at who's starting to doubt that climb. Just a question. Oh, wow. He had me the first half there. He was carrying a gun, is what I'd love to say here, but I saw nothing like that. Things are almost giving me a heart attack. I'm starting to like this witness. Besides, the defendant's coat has plenty of pockets to hide stuff in. So, anything else, Mr. Bellboy, that isn't a bellboy? Are you absolutely sure you didn't forget about someone? In fact, there are two people I didn't mention. What? Why did you mention them? To be honest, I thought you'd know who I'm referring to. Miss Maria accompanied you to the West floor. Thought it wasn't necessary to mention her again. Alright. You said you left out two. What about the other person? This woman showed up in the lobby shortly before you, if you happen to remember. Oh, right. I assume she came from outside. Correct. And that's all. Those were all the people I saw during that time period. That really isn't a lot. Seeing how it's the off-season, it's not something that is too unusual. Is there anything strange about anybody, like their clothes or anything? But due to the inclement weather, basically everybody was wearing a coat of some sort. Maria was wearing her uniform. I can't say much about anyone else's clothes due to the coats. Not up in my case either way. This is Faye. This cross-examination has gone on for quite a while. Are you sure there's a contradiction? I don't think there's a contradiction. Oh, and after you were so eager to have him testify. Oh, there you have it. Only the defendant was on both sides of the hotel. It stands to reason that only he could have killed both Gavins, right? Order in the court. This certainly doesn't look good for the defendant. How did he get into Kristoff's room then? Give up yet, Mia? Keep going, but how in the world could anyone have committed murder on different sides of the hotel? Without the bellboy seeing them. Okay, we're going for the scoop, which means we have to cross-examine fucking Brushel. Sleazy. Piece of shit. Brushel. Probably Walkie, too. Who seems to be just as sleazy. I think I was hemming and hawing about Walkie because he's only 18, but that's still no excuse. That's still fucking sleazy. No, it's even just as bad. Anyways. There are still a few more witnesses on the list. I'd like them to testify, Your Honor. Whatever. More fun for me. What? 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 You? Mrs. Faye? I mean, you didn't find a contradiction in my testimony. No. Pretty solid. I mean, we got pretty close to a contradiction. Like, we walking pretty close to the point of, Ron wasn't in his room the whole time. Therefore, someone else could have used the revolving fireplace to kill Clavier. But Ron's room was locked the whole time. Like, we have the piece of evidence to counter that point of Hazama's, but we are being held back from doing that by the plot. You were at the front desk the entire time. And you said you clearly recognized everyone. Oh, I see. I was hoping that maybe I... Never mind, it's quite alright. Believe me, I wish as much as you do that there was a contradiction. And go back to whatever it is you do. Yes, farewell everyone. This has been a really fucking weird trial so far. Let's bring out our next witness. Maria? Oh, fuck you. Alright. Whatever, let's do this. You say name, but what exactly constitutes a name? Shut up and tell us. A name's simply what others call you. People call me many things, like Master, or Your Greatness, or no they don't, shut up. I asked you a question, answer. Wow, he's actually getting on Hazama's nerves. Does anyone actually call him those names? I was answering your question. Perhaps you cannot understand the musings of some... Look, when I ask you a question, you answer it. Now, lady over there asks you a question. Feel free to rant as much as you wish. Okay, then. Let's try this again. Name and occupation. Richard Wellington. I run in as chef for the Central Restaurant at the Embassy Hotel. Wow. I wasn't sure if you actually have the mental capacity to really do that. How dare you? Whatever. Just get on with saying whatever little Miss Ruffles wanted you to say. The truth only, please. How could I ever defile these gorgeous lips with a lie? The knife. I can't decide if I actually like this or not. I don't know. It seems that a knife from my restaurant was found in Mr. Clavier Gavin's room. To be honest, I didn't notice anything was wrong until the police brought it up. When I went and checked, sure enough, I was short one knife. It's currently the off-season, so I didn't have many customers on the day of the murder. In fact, I only had one. Ron the knife was the defendant. He could have taken the knife. Are you serious? Okay, there's a pretty obvious contradiction here. Of course I am. Why would I lie? Well, there's one very obvious reason. You shouldn't have forced me to call these witnesses, Mia. Reach the same verdict just a whole lot faster. This trial isn't over yet. You need to start finding real contradictions, and fast. You seem so eager. You can begin your cross-examination. Thanks. Okay, let's do this, I guess. I'm gonna jump right to the contradiction. But why not? Why not? Let's see what he has to say. Was the knife really discovered there? Well, of course it was. Aren't you the one who discovered the room? Why don't you tell us? Right. Yes, there was a knife when I entered the room. I see. What else is in the room? Okay. Wait a second. Wellington's the one testifying. I can't believe you actually did that. Excuse me, but I'd like to return to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. Sorry. Oh, fuck, that was good. That was good. Oh god, that was actually good. Just a second there, Mr. Wellington. Please, sir, I'm pretty sure I was the one to make you wear the missing knife, not the police. How dare you complain about such a trivial detail? Fine, so it's actually you and not the police who informed me of the missing knife. Does it really matter? It's always you people with your mental details. Banana or not, does it really matter? It's Earth circling around the sun around the Earth. Again, it's really just a question of relations with no clear answer. In other words, Mr. Wellington is a flat earther. Changed my mind. Didn't really make much of a difference, is what I'm trying to say. People seemed a bit weird, but yeah, I get your point. Good, we're clear on that then. I was worried someone who didn't graduate from Princeton might have troubles understanding that. I was worried a globehead might have troubles getting that. I took a course at Princeton, and that still sounded like a faint rubbish to me. Well, there are always some hopeless cases, I guess. Yep, that's why I'm a prosecutor and you're just some cook. I'm not just some cook. Get your facts right. I'm a chef with my own restaurant. Same thing. I just have to do some fun chatting. You have to get your hands dirty. How dare you? Just so you know, the average wages of chefs and prosecutors are about the same. Nice. The only difference is I have someone doing all the dirty work for me and you don't. I must offer advanced jerk studies at Princeton? Why did all those people come from there? I kind of feel like Turnabout of Courage just took Canon Blaze Blue Hazama. And this game just kind of saying that Hazama is just a prosecutor in universe. Normal prosecutor guy. Which, okay. This is definitely the missing knife, correct? Looks exactly like the ones at the restaurant, so I'd assume that. You obviously wouldn't find this kind of knife in any place. Aside from the ones exclusively manufactured for my restaurant, there shouldn't be many. There's also a small difference between these reproductions and the original ones. I see. So there's no reason to doubt that this is the missing knife. However, when was the last time you counted all your knives? I'm certain all of them were still there when I arranged them early in the morning. The knife definitely wasn't stolen the day beforehand or something. Go on, witness. You didn't have many customers. That is indeed what I said, Globehead. You don't get the wrong idea. There are times when the place is packed. Sometimes really can't rescue myself from all the people when I could try Wellington's Wellington. During the off-season, you really can't expect that much. So remember all the customers that were there on the day of the murder? Easily. As I said, there were as many customers ordering something that day. Only one customer. Sadly. To be honest, it was a rather languid day. I had literally nothing to do. No surprise I clearly remember that one person that did come by and ordered something. Where was it? Are you certain it was the defendant? Did you see his face? Why would I not have seen his face? What a third-rate assumption. To be fair, my eyesight used to be pretty bad in the past. Used to be? Then you got LASIK after getting off on banana crimes. I eventually had enough of wearing glasses and underwent laser eye surgery. In other words, my eyesight is absolutely perfect. I clearly recall the image of the defendant. Okay, so what did he look like? Exactly the way he looks right now. Obviously. Remember it clearly. He came to eat at the restaurant a little before noon. Oh, a time reference. Now maybe we'll insist on having that added as usual, right? For psychology? Or does he actually want me to have it added and waste more time? Well, I suppose it can't hurt to have it added. Very well, please add the part about the time the defendant was in your testimony. Fair enough. Before 12 o'clock. Okay. And you're absolutely certain it was before 12 o'clock? What is with you people and obviously always doubting clear statements? Of course it was. I'm not sure if there's actually anything wrong with it. The situation gets worse with each witness. Well, someone is going to have to give soon. If I start finding holes in the prosecution's theory, I'd rather not think about the alternative. Anyway, I feel like there's definitely something wrong in this testimony. Just what is it, though? Do I present this here, or... Objection! I do present this here, the room service record. Mr. Wellington, I think you're selling your restaurant short. Do you really want to do this, Mia? Don't you think his head is big enough as it is? I'm standing right here. Anyway, the day of the murder, he didn't have one, but two customers. Yeah? else came to my restaurant? Well, they didn't come to the restaurant. The victim ordered room service. He had Wellington and a glass of wine. What? There's no denying it. Maria was delivering it when I came to the hotel. So, witness, any reason you didn't mention this in your testimony? Well... This is probably meaningless, because even if there was a knife included... Even if there was a knife included in the room service set, it was delivered after he was dead, so... There's much point to it. Ordered at 1:10, so... He died between 12:30 and 1:30, so he's either alive at 1:10 or someone had killed him and ordered that at 1:10. Maybe the order came in when I was in the bathroom. You're saying an order was placed and carried out at the time that you were in the bathroom. Well... Did you say that he ate Wellington's Wellington? That's right. Well then, of course it was possible. You see, Wellington's Wellington is so popular, I usually pre-cook orders of it. Suppose Maria took the order when Mr. Gavin called. Then all she would have to do was take one of the orders I had made and pour a glass of wine. I see. But still, since the defendant wasn't the only customer, maybe he didn't take the knife. Objection! Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, I don't think so. Why not? Let's try actually thinking about it. First, the person who ordered it was the victim himself. Second, it was room service, not a physical visit to the restaurant. But it still means someone else visited the restaurant. Doesn't mean as much as you think it means, Mia, unfortunately. Yes, but in this case, it'd be Maria. Now, I admit it might have been possible for her to take the knife, but she would have taken it from the room service, which she was delivering when she found the body. In other words, her opportunity to take the knife was too late. Which leaves us with just the defendant. What if she took the knife, committed the murder, and then returned to the kitchen? How casually you accuse someone of murder. Yeah, this isn't working. I didn't mean like that. Whatever. You're gonna have an opportunity to test that theory of yours. This Maria is the last name on the witness list. Well, I think we're ready for her to come out. This has been a really weird trial. Name and occupation, if you don't mind. Maria, I'm a maid at the Embassy Hotel. I remember you. Weren't you a maid somewhere else? Since my previous employers were brutally murdered, I had to get a new job. Right. But what about your last name? If you remember me, don't you remember I didn't have to say it last time either? Ah, right. You're the one who discovered the body, right? With Mrs. Fay over there, yes? Well then, please testify about that. Okay. Right down to it. Okay, we apparently advanced far enough to get this music. Alright, Mrs. Fay and I went to the victim's room, but it was clearly locked. In order to get in, we had to get the key from inside and unlock the room. When we did get in, you already know what we found. The window was too high in the courtyard to enter or leave through. It means the only way in and out of the room was the fireplace. You knew about it, didn't you? Which means that the defendant must be guilty. So what do you think, Mia? Parts about discovering the room match up with what I remember. This is it. I absolutely need to find a flaw here, or else. I think I would like to start my cross-examination. Very well. You may proceed. Alright, let's proceed. Do we have to proceed? I guess we do. Alright, where are we at here? There are a few things I could ask. Oh, okay, there's a lot of things we can ask. Clearly? What do you mean by it was clearly locked? I mean, you can't tell if a door is locked by looking at it. If you try to turn the handle but it doesn't turn, then it's clearly locked, isn't it? Knocked on the door but didn't get any response. I then looked through the keyhole and saw that the key was in it. Obviously, the door was locked. No. Alright, move on then. We're really playing this game again with Maria? Okay, this is a dumb one, but why'd you go to the victim's room? Because you ordered room service, dumbass. Jeez, did I ever tell you this yesterday? I was delivering some room service. You brought up the room service earlier, Mia. You should have already known. I was asking if the court could know. Although, fair point. Get it on the court record. No. Exactly which room was the victim's? Seriously, you're actually asking me that? I thought your questions yesterday were stupid. Just answer, please. It's room 501W. If you look on the hotel map, it's on the west side, closest to the elevator. Yes, I see. This might become important down the line. Actually, I don't really have anything to ask about this. I certainly do. How exactly do you get the key from inside the room? I can answer that, Your Honor. We slid a piece of paper underneath the door, then pushed the key out of the keyhole with a wire, then pulled out the paper with the key on it. I see. That's quite clever. Thank you, Your Honor. So, what happened next? Yeah, I do know. Got a question there somewhere? Could you go over exactly what was in the room? For starters, there was the corpse in a giant pool of blood. Looking at it a bit closer, it was plain that he had been shot. The victim's suitcase was in the corner in front of the dresser. Bloody Central Restaurant knife was by the window, which was closed. And there was the regular hotel room furniture, like dressers and a fireplace. That's pretty much everything that was in the room. The room was locked to the inside, right? How could the criminal have escaped? For starters... Alright. Just how high up is the window, exactly? You're actually gonna try and go down this route? But to answer your question, the room was on the 5th floor. Out of the ground was the 2nd floor, so the window was about 40 feet up. The window is big enough to fit through, but I doubt anyone could survive a 40-foot drop. If you look at the wall of the hotel, you see that climbing up or down is basically impossible. Was entry through the window really impossible? If you think it was possible, feel free to present a theory. Until then, it's probably best to assume it wasn't used. Exactly how big is the opening in the fireplace? Admittedly, it's not that large. However, the defendant's narrow frame would have had no problem fitting through. Darn. Are you sure it could be used at the time of the murder? There's no locking mechanism on it or anything, if that's what you're thinking. Was it really the only way out? You know, the door was locked, and the window is too high, so pretty much. The criminal must have used the fireplace. Aren't you being a bit hasty in asserting that? No. It's the window and door couldn't be used. That leaves the fireplace, which only Ron could have used. Plus, only the defendant was on both sides of the hotel. Oh, and only he had an opportunity to take the dive. Has to be a flaw in here somewhere. Otherwise... Our account of events matches up with what I remember. I'm press her a bit, though, she might end up saying something contradictory. So to keep the locked room in mind, is the fireplace really the only solution? Okay. Clearly. Sure, why not? Hell yeah. Was the door really locked, or was with the key on the inside? You're seriously doubting me on this. Didn't you check the keyhole yourself? That's right. I looked in the keyhole myself and saw that the key was there. Maybe you should try getting your memory checked, Mia. I don't know what it is, but I can't seem to help but ask stupid questions during these things. Okay. I go to this room. Sure, why not? Who was, Your Honor? At your testimony? Yeah. You ordered the room service at 1:10 p.m. on the phone. Yeah, I told you that yesterday. Exactly how did you get the food for the room service? Went to the kitchen, Wellington wasn't there. There was a plate of Wellington right there, so I just took it. Poured a glass of wine and fetched the food trolley. Then met you on the way up. That perfectly matches up with Wellington's story. Darn. Please continue. Victim's room. Sure, why not? Is there anything unusual about that room? Well, there's that crazy fireplace. I didn't know about that until today, though. Besides that, as far as I know, it's a perfectly normal hotel room. I heard it was involved in an incident in the past, but I don't know much about it. I see. When did the victim check into the hotel, and how much time did he usually spend in his room? His first check-in was about a month ago, at the same time as his brother. There's apparently some legal matter between them, and since their estate was connected to it somehow, they weren't allowed to stay there. They didn't know which one would inherit it. They also didn't spend that much time in the hotel. It was mostly just a place to sleep. I see. Anyway, how exactly did you get into the victim's room? It's an interesting bit of lore, but okay. What do we gain from this? We could present this, the Kristoff's coat.
Objection!
False. This is the end of your lies, witness. I figured out the entirety of your case. Are you certain? I'm sure you must have realized it by now. It's rather easy to see. Ah, yes, it's clear as day. Don't take me for a fool, Mrs. Fay. I can see you're just bluffing. I thought to be one of the few things His Honor is actually skilled at. Alright. Aren't you being a bit hasty on asserting that? Not at all. When no door couldn't be used, that leaves the fireplace which only Ron could have used. When the defendant was on both sides of the hotel, he had an opportunity to take the knife. I don't know what to make of this. Everything lines up there. You know what, we'll deal with this next time.